I'm going to try to do a quick screencast to help you walk through creating a works cited page for your Guppy Bowl project. In your Google Classroom, you'll have a new document, and here it'll say Guppy Bowl works cited, but I'm in my practice one, so you can see what you're going to have to do. You're going to go to Create a Document, and it'll be blank. Oops. All right, so I have a blank document. I'm going to open my add-on, EasyBib, Manage Bibliography, and it'll open that little box off to the right where we can search for a book, a journal article, or a website. So let me move this out of here. And I'm going to open a page, and let's start with if you just did a website. So let's say I just Googled Perseus Greek mythology. Now you should have the links on your research chart, so you should be able to just click on the link and go right to the website. But let's pretend that I used this website about Perseus, which I know a lot of you did because I remember this website often. So I can just copy and paste the URL. I just need to make sure that I have this website button clicked, paste it in there, search it, select, and it'll format it the way that it's supposed to be done. Now that's one of the sources that I need. When I add it to bibliography, it formats it with the bibliography at the top, it puts my source at the side, and it alphabetizes them. Now the problem that we have is when we went to Info Ohio, and it's not really a problem because it actually ended up saving you work in some ways because you didn't have to do a crop form. So let's say that I went here and I just did a search on Info Ohio for Perseus and found an article to use. The nice thing about Info Ohio is that it'll give you the citation for it off in the margin. So let's say I use this one, Perseus in Greek mythology. And again, you should have the link on your research page that would take you right to this page. So I look at full text. And in Info Ohio, when you do a search like this, if you look off to the right of your margin, you'll see a link that says Cite. And if you come over here and scroll through, we're looking for MLA. I can just copy and paste it. Now I want to look alphabetically. It says Perseus in Greek mythology, so it's going to go after this source. And I can see that because of the formatting and how it's done in that other website, that I got to change that background. There we go. All right. Now let's go back to Info Ohio. And I know a lot of you used World Book Student. So let's do a search of Perseus there. And again, this has to match your works cited page, or match the research page that you did, all the sources that you used. Some of you used 3 different websites. Some of you used a variety like I'm trying to show you. Alright, so let's say I used Perseus from World Book. Now World Book's a little different. Still does the work for you, but you got to scroll down to the bottom of the page, and here it is, Phyllis and Nancy. So I'm going to highlight that information, Control-C, copy it, and bring it back here, and looking alphabetically, Felsen comes before Perseus, so I'm going to paste it there. Now I've got a couple of problems doing it this way. It's formatted correctly in that it's got the information in the correct order, but you'll notice that all the fonts and the sizes are different. So when you are all done, before you move on, I want you to highlight it all, make sure it's all in the same font. I'm going to use Arial, and I'll set it at size 14. And now it looks a little bit more consistent. The other thing that I notice is that the font color, one of them's gray, so I'm just going to click this and make sure, oops, that's the highlighting. Make sure that all the text is the same. There we go. Now the last thing that we need to include up here, and we did this with our other project, is to insert a header. And the header goes on the far right side, so I'm going to click this right align, and we put our last name, spacebar, and the number 1, indicating that this is the first page of my Works Cited. Okay, now if you used a book, I could open that Easy Bib Creator again and find whichever book I used, search it, and let's say I used She's All That, Mythlopedia. I could select it and insert it that way. So I've shown you now how to do a book, how to do a website, how to do InfoHio, and how to do a World Book Student. So you need to make this Works Cited page, and then you're going to go back here. Oh, and it's already added, so you don't even need to add it if you did it the way that I did it. Okay, and that will be your assignment for today, and that's the last part of the project that you have to submit.